Now, small businesses are facing major shifts from new policies to tight labor markets. To help navigate through it all, we're joined now by Elizabeth Gore. She is the co-founder and president of Hello Alice, a platform supporting over 1.5 million small businesses. Elizabeth, it's great to have you in studio this morning.
Howdy, thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. So let's just dive into this conversation. Obviously, new trade tariffs are at the forefront of conversations around the world, especially here on Wall Street. So let's talk about how it's going to directly impact small businesses, especially those businesses that rely so heavily on international imports.
Yeah, this is going to be a short-term and a long-term answer. So in the short term, the costs of goods sold are going to go up. And so if you look at your coffee shop, your local grocer, or anyone who literally has any physical product, their costs are going to go up. So they're either going to have to absorb those or pass those along to you as the consumer. So it's going to be tough for a while. Now, long term, maybe it'll bring supply chain and supplier diversity contracts and bring inshore opportunities for small businesses, but we're going to have to really support them in the short term.
And with tax reform potentially lowering corporate tax rates, what impact do you see this having on those small businesses and corporations?
All of us as business owners, we love lower taxes.
Yes.
So, maybe that'll level this out, the tariffs and the taxes, but I'd rather have no tariffs and lower taxes. So it's we have positive and negative effects on all of this.
What do you think the implications will be as we're seeing immigration policies tighten? How can small businesses who depend on immigrant labor to navigate through these uncertainties?
Well, anyone who has high labor costs, so agriculture, everyone doesn't think about agriculture actually being the largest small business industry. And so getting labor, qualified labor, and then also the constant supply of labor, if that's going to go down, again, that's going to raise costs and shorten the ability to bring out supplies quickly.
Now, I do want to talk to you. The revocation of supplier diversity rules could also heavily impact the diversity of small businesses. Talk to me about the advice that you have for these small business owners and how to navigate through, this shifting landscape.
I'm a big fan of supplier diversity contracts. So if you look at companies like Dell Technologies, they spend billions every year on supplier diversity contracts. Think about everything from their packaging to food services. So I'm really encouraging companies to keep that going. And then additionally for small business owners to seek out those contracts. The largest supplier diversity contractors is actually the U.S. government.
Yeah.
And so really seeking out women, people of color, U.S. veterans, for those contracts is critical to our economy.
And speaking of shifting landscapes, obviously social media, this is constantly evolving, shifting right now in the current environment that we are in, but a lot of small businesses heavily rely on social media for advertising and marketing. Talk to me about how this shift might impact the way these small businesses market themselves.
I tell you, no one felt the brunt of TikTok shutting down, even if it was just for 12 hours, as much as small business. So TikTok now is one of the top places where small business owners actually promote and sell their products. So I understand the importance of national security and so on, but we really have to think through the impact of platforms that are selling small business products at a reasonable rate. So if you look at an Instagram, if you look at a TikTok, those are critical for the products that you love and that you purchase to be on those platforms, to sell on those platforms. So if there's a shift in those platforms, we need to think of Main Street, which we don't always make that connection. We think of high growth and influencers, but small business products now are sold on those platforms. So we really have to focus on that.
Now let's talk about AI investment. Obviously AI technology, they are also at forefronts of conversations around the world, but talk to me about how it's a game changer for small businesses and how they can really utilize AI to level up their marketing capabilities, but also just their business strategies in general.
So I'm a huge fan of AI. I really think it's going to democratize access for small businesses. I think it's going to lower the cost of starting a small business. I'm super excited that the administration put out a significant commitment around AI. I want to make sure part of that commitment goes to small business infrastructure. Just think about how hard it was to write your first business plan, to do all the things that normally you would pay others to do, and now AI is helping make that faster. So in Hello Alice, we're making a significant investment in AI tools for the small business community. It's a game changer.
Now, we also have about 30 seconds left, but I do want to know what your advice is for small business owners to retain top talent.
Ooh, retaining top talent.
Try saying that 10 times fast.
I haven't had enough coffee yet, but I will say talent is critical to small business owners. Get in your community, focus on giving back to your community, and your community will come to you, whether it's customers, talent, hiring, and so on.
Amazing. Elizabeth Gore, co-founder and president of Hello Alice. Thank you for joining us in
Thanks
studio.
for having me.
Absolutely.